What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Igear Mini's favorite nerd. Probably not. They probably actually aren't too fond of me. Either way, and today we're going to be looking at Igear's Hench, I think, and then this guy was, I don't know, his real name was Outback, so I don't know, Boomerang or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out and post it on the video before it's all said and done. I've been doing the minis recently, and people have been saying I've been a little rough on them, and so I wanted to take a look at one of the better, if not the best, mold of that set as of yet. And I am looking forward to their Power Glide. I'm not sure if I want anything else out of that set, but I am looking forward to their Power Glide. They're both the exact same mold with the exception of the head. And so I'm only going to show the transformation of one. And I'm going to show it from Jeep to bot because that is the way it comes in the packaging. And so that's the way I like to do it. I'm not one of those guys that always needs to go from alt mode to robot. Let's face it, those guys do it because it's an easier transformation. That's just the truth. If it comes in the package from bot, I go from bot to alt mode, and vice versa. Let's talk about the truck a little bit, the Jeep bit. Rolls great, and solid, feels solid. You know, it's nice, looks good. Here's a comparison to the G1 unit. That's my daughter upstairs. She's teething a bit, so she's not the happiest camper in the world. And yeah, both have the M, and the detailing is pretty similar. It's a good representation. I got repro labels on this thing, so it looks a little different, but yeah, solid, very solid. I like it a lot. I'm not a big fan of the accessory up top. I think that's dumb, but the G1 version did do it, and this one is faithful to it. So yeah, and even the accessory comes with some paint on there, which isn't standard issue in the third party game. Usually it's a solid piece of plastic, so I tip my hat to him for that. You can tuck his head if you're one of those people that's funny about that sort of thing. You can tuck his head 180 degrees behind. My thing is, it's not like he's ever going to get an oil change, so why are we worried about it? It is a Transformer, so you got to put parts to it somewhere. And yeah, I mean, a lot of line work. It's good. This is good. I don't say it very often. He saw it, and it was good. The bot mode of the alt modes are pretty much exactly the same. Actually, they are exactly the same. The bot mode for Outback or Boomerang or whatever his name is. The thing that hits you right off the top is that with this batch, the colors aren't exactly right. And that is a white plastic. And that's his G1 counterpart. No, that's wrong. It's half right, if that's good enough for you. But I can tell you right now, half right can pose a pretty big problem at times. Can you give me a glass of iced tea?
Yes. Here you go.
Not sure whether to be disappointed or impressed. I would have also liked to see like a little bit of retooling of the chest. I do like the new head sculpt, and I don't think it looks bad white. It just doesn't look accurate, so I'm still okay with it overall. We'll talk about articulation while we're on this guy. Head is on a ball joint, but it's extremely tight on on this one, and limited because you can't really get your fingers in there easily to articulate it. Now this guy's weapon falls into the trap and has no paint, solid piece of plastic, which is usually par for the course. Shoulders are on a ball joint at the shoulder piece here, and then a ball hinge. Actually, it's just a hinge at this connection here, so you can get an awful lot out of him, which is nice. It's almost like this ball joint acts as a butterfly joint, and then this hinge acts as your shoulder joint, and the two of them working together actually are really, really effective. Elbows on a ball joint, which I'm not crazy about, but it works. It does everything it's supposed to do. You get 90 degrees out of her. So what more do you want? Nothing for the wrist, which is kind of disappointing. Same on the other side. The waist is on a swivel, which is kind of impressive that they were still able to include that. I mean, as a result, the pelvis had to be very small, and it's a big port there, which is different than this one. So that's a bit of a difference there. And will it fit the... It sure will, so you can have all sorts of fun with that if you so choose. Now, I will say this, that there is white paint added here and white paint added here. There's silver paint added here, but for the most part, it's really slim to none in the paint add department. Hips are on ball joints. Thighs are on ball joints, and it kind of doubles for the knee as well. So you get a knee hinge that you can get 90 degrees out of. You just have to adjust it because there's a little bit of kibble. The kibble overall is not a problem. Everything just kind of sits there nicely as a backpack, and it's really effective. You know, my only complaint is I would have liked to see a retooling of certain aspects of this guy, and there's no ankle tilt, so getting him to stand is easy if you are going for the straight up and down look. You know, and even that's serving to be a problem with this guy, but you know, easy. When you start spreading the feet apart, you know, that works fine. But it starts to give you that like Michael Jackson slide, like, you know, it doesn't, you know, doesn't look as cool, you know, as with an ankle rocker where you can just put that foot square on the ground and you seem solid and secure. As far as transformation, remove the accessory, unpeg this. Well, actually, lift up these door bits here on the side. And that kind of unlocks the legs. And I have no fingernails, which is why this is posing a bit of a problem. And then you can untab here from the front. And then this is the part that can eat you up. The good news is that the worst thing that'll happen is that something will pop off a ball joint and you just pop it back on. So, let's see. It's a series of ball joint rotations in addition to this one hinge. Let's see if we can't figure it out. It has been a while. So there. And then... Ha! We did it. And then on this side, rotate the ball joint down. You want to make sure that this piece of plastic here is facing up, the gray piece. If you can see like the ball joint, you want the ball joint to be exposed, you know, like the actual ball bit of it. And rotate this around like this, and there you got them. And it's, I did a really good job that time, but I made it look simple. It can eat you up if you're not paying attention. But like I said, the worst thing that'll happen is head looking. Oh, yeah, loose head, loose unit. That's not good. That's not good. Anyway, the worst thing that'll happen is it'll pop off a ball joint here, and then you just attach it back on. No big deal. All right, fold out. Give your clearance for the shoulder. Grab his arm, pull it out. No big deal. Now, you have a couple options once you get it to this point. As far as the kibble goes, you can leave this up. I fold this piece in and then tuck it all back. And actually, I usually do it after with the side bits. You can give them like a, you know, like a winged look. You know, if you're into that, there's just options, or you can, you know, kind of throw them straight back like that, which gives you a cool kind of side profile. I usually just tuck them back in as closely as they'll go, and just go with it that way. And then you give him his gun. This guy, he's repro labeled up, so he looks a lot better, but you know, there's not a slick of paint anywhere on this guy, with the exception of the silver here and the silver there. Some black here, I guess, on the tires, but I mean, this whole orange piece, with the exception of the top, just an orange piece. Same with the head, which mine is loose, and that is irritating. And same with the arms. I mean, they didn't, you know, it definitely isn't a spare, no expense kind of mentality with these guys. It's definitely a matter of getting the most bang for your buck. But this mold is really a great mold. I mean, the transformation is not overly simple. It gives you a little something, and you know, it's great. It's a great figure, you know. And you throw a little paint on as a customizer or whatever. Not even a customizer. Just grab a brush and put a little bit of paint, a little bit of accents on them, or a set of repro labels, you know. And the guys are really pop. I don't even know if there's a set for him. Let's do some comparisons and we'll get out of here. So here they are next to their G1 counterparts. And you can see, you know, it's night and day. A nice modern representation. Here they are with one of the smaller, you know, like kind of the Wave 1 Igear mini bots. And here they are with an Igear Voyager, which is my opinion is much more of a masterpiece than a Voyager. And there you have it. It doesn't, you know, pretty cut and dry. It's perfect size. Perfect size for classics. Perfect size for masterpiece. It shuts down that Legends class brawl or whatever that thing was, you know, by far. I don't even have it. One thing I should add is that they have their G1 faces on the other sides, but mine, like this one's loose, and I could probably get him to spin around, but the other one is so tight, the head is so tight that, you know, it's, yeah, there's the G1 face for him, and he's got a G1 face too, but I was never big on the toy faces, so I'm okay without that. And what I mean by G1 is the G1 toy faces. You know, I was never, I mean, as a kid, I remember thinking to myself, like, that doesn't look like him. So yeah, they're really cool. They could have designed this bit better if they needed the face gimmick. They could have designed that bit better where it was easier access. But you know, they're still cool. They are, in my opinion, the best mini bots that Igear has made. And by leaps and bounds, with the exception of Cosmos, which is another good one. Yeah, this is a good set, and they're good figures. If you can get past the white on that guy, you'll be fine. If you can't get past the white, don't get him, because I mean, it is gleaming, glistening white. This guy, you won't be upset. He's great. He's a great figure, and with a few repro labels and maybe a little extra paint if you have it, you know, you can really make that guy pop. So if you can get him for 40 to 50 bucks, I'd say get him, and he'll be worth it. If you can get this guy for 30 to 40 bucks, I don't think you'll be upset either. Other than that, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.